time you don't know what we're talking about. See, this almost never happened. It almost never would happen anymore, but now it does happen, and we're all real glad about it. With all that out of the way, this is the way things go at the Improv Jam for those of you here the first time. I will be basically here all the time. You'll get very tired of my face and of my rap. Just ignore it, watch the slides. I'm just giving the people time to get up here and put their shoes down and fix their hair and stuff so they don't be so self-conscious up here. You'll be watching performers of all renown. They'll come up here and they'll have 10 minutes. They can do what they want, anything they want. Anything you want, you can do it too. You just step up, you do it, and it's done. I come up here, you be bored with me for a little while more, then somebody else comes up. They do their stuff, they're done, I'm back here again. This is the way it goes. Throughout this time, you can take care of that beer back there. Plenty of beer. Of course, that beer comes free with your ticket. But once you drink about 4 or 5, we'd like to see about 50 cents a bottle roll back our way.
That's that Wiedemann buzz.
That's right. Well, you know, it doesn't cost anything for the Wiedemann, but the ice is killing us here. You know, so help us pay for that ice. You know, we're going to start things. What else I need to tell you? Oh, yes. Bathroom door. Now, we're crawling through the door, and the holes in the wall, the flights glide. It's the rustle of hippogriffs' wings, and the silk falling, and a flurry of snowflakes, a soft, drifting tide. In the air hover hieroglyphs, darkly enthralling, skinny necks twist around in a mischievous pride to decipher their meaning. And then wheeling aside, their flock lights on a wasteland clumsily sprawling, and marches a band of prim pundits in column, mumbling strange words in a gibberish obscure. Single-minded their beats, so ascetic ignore the spiders which gnomes, their hands far from solemn, have displayed in the corners like fruit on the stand. And so the procession advances to some distant land. And now we're going to hear Rima.
This is a tune which I think many of you are going to find familiar. It's really more many of your generation than mine, but it's been a little bit rewritten, and unfortunately it's come around again. I think I read this a year ago or something, that it's once again very timely, which is very unfortunate. And we don't have anything to get a pitch by, right? So I have the excuse I can say I'm really off key because I don't have no please. I don't even know what key I'm in, so without further ado. And it's 1, 2, 3. What are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't care no more. The next stop's El Salvador. And it's 4, 5, 6. Just blame it on Nicaragua and Cuba. Those guerrillas are a communist tool. Better stop before they blow our cool. And it's 1, 2, 3. You ask about the Middle East. You say that maybe we should keep the peace. I say we've done our very least. And it's 4, 5, 6. We just can't let them take away all of our oil. Put the army on red hot alert just in case we have to fight on their soil. And it's 1, 2, 3. What we've got here is a major threat. Soviets are going to get us yet. Democracy is our big asset. And it's 4, 5, 6. The USSR is arming up real fast. There's no time for health or welfare. Now we better move or we might come in last. Thank you.
This is the story of Batrachia, the Prince of Frogs. Batrachia, the Prince of Frogs, heir to the lily throne, hopped upon the great speaking stone to address the multitude of frogs and toads that had gathered to hear him speak. He accused the wizard toad Aliaxon of having tried to poison his mother, the aged queen, and seize the throne for himself. The crowd grew very angry and turned toward Aliaxon demanding an explanation, when suddenly there was a great puff of smoke as Aliaxon threw a handful of magic dust from his golden sack into Batrachia's face. Batrachia watched as all of the frogs and toads began leaping away in every direction. They all seemed so small and so very far away, and then he realized he wasn't a frog anymore. No wonder they fled in fright. He had been changed into a human being. Soon Petruchia stood all alone, except for his mother, the aged queen, who had managed to sit on the outside and prevent his escape. She called up to her son. "My son, hurry, grab away his golden sack!" Petruchia reached out, picked Aliaxon up in his fist, ripped away the golden sack, and demanded, "Change me back, you vile beast!" "He cannot, but without his golden sack, he can't harm us either. Throw him into the wind. We will not hear of him again. The magic powder holds one cure, but we must act quickly." Petruchia reached his hand back and threw Aliaxon into the wind, never to be seen again. And then he kneeled down to hear his mother's wisdom. She said, "My son, now you are a human being, but you still have the heart of a frog within you. You will leap as a frog leaps, and hunger for insects as a frog does. But unless you break the spell, in time you will become totally a human being who knows nothing of the lily pad or the smooth green water. The magic powder has one hope. If you can receive a true kiss of love from a real princess, whatever is your heart's desire will come to pass. If you still have the heart of a frog within you, you will return to us as our prince and king to be. But if you wait too long, you will be lost to us forever." Petruchia kissed his mother farewell and went off in search of a true princess's love. He traveled for many, many days until he heard the growling of wild dogs and a cry for help. Leaping through the forest, he discovered a beautiful maiden surrounded by the beasts. In 2 mighty hops, Petruchia grabbed the maiden and carried her to safety. Needless to say, the maiden was very grateful and proclaimed her gratitude and said, "I am the Princess Teresa, and I searched for the magic royal pearl, which was stolen from my father and dropped in the waters of the bottomless deep. Unless I recover it, my father will lose both his kingdom and his life to his evil stepbrother. The path is guarded by the wild dogs from which you just saved me, and further along by a mighty swarm of bees. If you will come and help me on my journey, I will grant whatever wish you may request." Petruchia answered quickly, "I wish that you will fall in love with me." "That I cannot do, kind sir. I am a princess, and my love must be reserved for one royal born." "But I am royal born. I am Petruchia, the Prince of Frogs." "Prince of Frogs? How can a man be a Prince of Frogs?" For the rest of the day they traveled together toward the bottomless deep, Petruchia carrying the princess in mighty leaps through the forest. Though he hungered for butterflies and beetles, Teresa showed him how to eat the fruit that grew along the way. When nighttime came, Petruchia built the princess a bed in the high branches of a tall tree and stood guard on the ground below while she lay down. As he felt his heart becoming halfway human, he sang to her all through the night. "I do not come to you for gold, for riches or great wealth. I only cry for your love true, so I can become myself. I am the Prince of Frogs bewitched into a common man, and need your love to once again become the one I am. I cannot promise marriage, for a man I will not be, but forever in my heart you'll live, if your love sets me free." In the middle of the next day, after they traveled for many, many miles, a dark cloud covered the sky. There was a heavy buzzing in the air as an enormous swarm of bees descended upon them. Petruchia leaped about for hours, devouring the bees, before a single one could land on Teresa's soft skin. Again, the princess proclaimed her gratitude, offering him reward, suggesting gold and jewels, but Petruchia requested only the kiss of her true love. The princess didn't answer, but for the rest of the day they traveled together, almost in a dream. While he told her of his world, she spoke of things that only humans know, that frogs had never seen. When night fell, Petruchia was filled with dismay, for he had but 1/4 of the heart of a frog. And again he sang all through the night. "I am the Prince of Frogs bewitched into a common man, and need your love to once again become the one I am. I cannot promise marriage, for a man I will not be, but forever in my heart you'll live when your love sets me free. The following morning they arrived at the bottomless deep, but when Teresa walked up to the edge of the murky waters and looked down, her heart sank. What was the use of our coming here? This water is too deep for a human being to dive. Not for one who has a part of the heart of a frog within him, Petronilla cried, diving into the muddy water and returning in moments with the gleaming white jewel in his fist. Teresa's eyes poured forth tears. Oh, Petronilla, my father's life and kingdom are now saved, and I in truth now love you as if always you dwelt inside my heart. I beg you, remain a man, and come with me to one day rule upon my father's throne. Petronilla also cried. I cannot, though I see the lily pad fading from my view, and my almost human heart now turns more and more towards you. The Prince of Frogs is what I am. It is my special fate. If your love is true, kiss me now, before it grows too late. Teresa's love could not deny Petronilla's desire. And in the last possible second, when yet still a piece of his old heart remained, she kissed him, and he became a frog once more. But in that twinkling of a moment, his love for her also became complete, and his heart forevermore was human. Petronilla had become the Prince of Frogs again. Teresa had retrieved the magic jewel. In sad victory, they bade each other farewell, and each returned to the tasks that life had placed upon them. But in the kingdom of humans, Teresa moved the palace close to the lily pond and was known to walk in the woods at night. And in the kingdom of frogs, many wondered as Petronilla would sing from sunset until dawn. I was the Prince of Frogs bewitched into a common man. Till your love help me once again become the one I am. I could not promise marriage, for a man I would not be, but forever in my heart you live, since your love set me free. That's the story of Petronilla. One moonlit night, many full moons ago, right here in the heart of the East Coast, 16,000 years ago, there occurred a stirring scene. One small human, one lonely microcosm turned to face a universe as old and strong as megastructures come. Yes, one small man turned toward nature. At first, just a guttural in his throat, there rose a stirring cry whose incantation held meaning beyond all words. It rattled in the valleys. It rumbled up on high. It shook the living buildings. And then it touched the sky. For centuries, man has searched for meaning, woman too. First, the stars, then blades of grass. Next thing you know, it'll be your ass. I can't be weighted down, no, I can't be weighted down. I can't be weighted down, no, I can't be weighted down. I've got work to do, my friend, so you best let go. I've got work to do, my friend, so you best let go. You will let go, my friend, I'll watch you let go. You can let go, my friend, I'll watch you let go. You know I can't be weighted, no, can't be weighted down. I can't be weighted down, no, I can't be weighted down. Well, they manacled my limbs in chains. They cemented my tennis shoes to the asphalt. And they bound my limbs to the hull of a great ship. Well, with my limbs manacled in chains, I contemplated my iron content. When my tennis shoes were cemented to the asphalt, I went barefoot. And with my limbs bound to the hull of that great ship, I watched the fishes swim by. You know I can't be weighted down, no, I can't be weighted down. I can't be weighted down, no, I can't be weighted down. I can't be weighted down, no, I can't be weighted down. I can't be weighted down, no, I can't be weighted down. I can't be weighted down, no, I can't be weighted down. I can't be weighted down, no, I can't be weighted down. Well, you've got work to do, my friend, so I will let go. You've got work to do, my friend, so watch me let go. I can let go, my friend, now watch me let go. I can let go, my friend, so watch me let go. You know you can't be weighted down, no, you can't be weighted down. You can't be weighted down, no, you can't be weighted down.
All right. And then, as you come in, let's see what words I have to tell you real fast. Here.
Patent leather streets with purple curbs, deep blue balconies, bright orange suburbs, rhinestone convenience stores. It's the coat of the city. Scarf, bars, slap trousers, sidewalk collars, leisure fast food suits. And it don't have shoes. It's the coat of the city. There's a hole in the pocket where the newspaper goes, rolled up with a blade of knife. So loose change can be found. It's the coat of the city. Bundled against the store. It's the coat of the city. Beaded sweat where war. It's the coat of the city. Naked underneath. City coat. Ragged seams. Coat city. Cut thin. Coat city. Hemmed in. Coat city. Dead end. Say something the way you want to hear it. Hear something the way others want to say it. Divulge something the way you yearn for secrets. Keep nothing if you want to know something. The secrets you hide are the shortcomings of others. What you know of others is cut short. Say it. What others know of you is no secret. Hear it. You yourself know you yourself. Do not hide it. Want something for others? Say something for yourself. An opportunity lost yearns for nothing. Need it. Heed it. Don't give it up until you give it away. Then you know the way. It's no secret. It's you and others.
Oh, I know what we have going on here. This is always good so everybody can talk while I'm up here for a little while. It is me, man, who will be the judge at the last accounting. It is to me that all the elements of bodies and things will come to be referred. It is my state of body that should make the last judgment. Here we have Janice reading something for us.
To feel the coldness of its frozen water, so I crawled into a sewer duct and was thankful for the echo of its drip. Stand still. Stand still. There is only time. And time is only change and movement change perceived. So when you ring the doorbell and someone answers, smile before hello. What I need is a lover. To see, to touch, to love. Because now it's too much like that perfect poem in my mind. That's more like a poem I've read than written. Pop culture poem diary. Bazooka Joe is nothing but bubblegum. Bought over the counter like baby bottle rubber nipples or vodka for the hi-fi. Bubblegum soothing the wide-eyed in front of comic cartoons, giving in to constant chew and steady like to jogger opium, but from a cube. A consortium of concavity and bubble, a canopy of dreams. Bazooka Joe is nothing but bubblegum. But perhaps patience will bring the passage of bubble into bubble like a protective pelt before bubblegum proclivity gives in to plebeian pop. I used to let snowflakes fall on my tongue, but the last time I was in New York, I stood at the Chelsea Hotel window and watched little brown pieces of paper float between brown, worn buildings. They call faceless, like people in the street, anonymous. I went downstairs in the elevator with a red shiny whistle around my neck because it was said to be afraid. I stood outside the grocery and watched the little girl with the sugar-free Big Daddy. She unfolded the brown and yellow wrapper, and like a night garden caryatid waiting for the moon, she tilted back her head, said, "Ah."
Don't stop.
Down the alley where we go. Down the alley. Hey, man. Hey, I dig what you did. I really dig what you did. Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Bazooka, bazooka. Bazooka, zoonka, 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 doonka, doonka, zinka, doo. Bazooka, doonka, doonka, bazooka. Bazooka, doonka, doonka. Bazooka, doonka, boo. He is. Brother?
Yeah.
Brother Bunny! Hey, brother, what's happening, Brother Bunny? The Bazooka Bunny! Brother Bunny, the Bazooka Bunny! I is Brother Funky, the Bazooka Bunny. I am Brother Bunny too. Brother Bunny too. Ho ho, Brother Bunny, Brother Doo-Doo, Brother Doo-Doo-Doo, Doo-Doo-Doo-Doo, go!
Yeah.
I am strong. I am confident. I am powerful. I am creative.
Yeah.
I am
Bazooka Bunny!
Bazooka Bunny!
days of Abraham, when the Jews were oppressed and across the desert sand. Many people tried then, just like now, to stop a happy man. But like then and just as now, no one can stop the desert man. When all time has come and gone, oh, when all the time has come and gone, there'll still be time more to live and to carry on. These are strange times to live in, but it's the strange times that make us free, yeah. Strange times to live in, but it's a strange life that makes us free.
And now, in keeping with our improvisational mode, I would like to introduce one Mr. Kevin Kilgore, who will do an improvisation called Striptease. Kevin Kilgore, ladies and gentlemen.
I saw this last night.
Very nice.
I can book you into the Follies.
Too many men here now, I'll tell you. We gotta get something done here. All right, let's see what we do have going here now. We can find everything here. Oh, I see what's going on here. Oh, I see what's going on here. I forgot all about this. Time for another beer.
This is for a friend of mine. Let's see which one we do first. This is about moving. Up through Through the elbows of the square, round, paper tube hallway came a scratch at the door. We put down our green plastic chicken bags, dripping with winter's kitchen, and turned the knob past static to the drone of the tenant's claws. Home, 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 sang the workman as he swept away the scrudge, boxes packed up and gone. Home, home, home. Picking at the tape sticky, yellowed on the plaster. With a corner of a photograph, wall rails shimmying, with mattresses going down, rain-sapped couches on curbs, waiting permission to break the lease. Curbside volunteers for windows and huddled rows of eyelids. Flutter open, shyly. In new warm earth dirt sun, floorboard, echo, creak, creak, ka-sham, man, 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 door welcome, rubber truck tire mats to curl and nap on the step where the smells will be. Before butter dish, floor wax, and soap closet, towel, bedsheet, and brush. To raise tomatoes and money in windowsill box. To take on a new wall and reinvent chaos altogether with papers, tile, and roach legs. Oh, damn the dust today. Kick up a picky wing. Lift a pinky. Grab a dish and pack it. Enough of that stale, stuffy, ragged, sweater sag, itchy leftover Kleenex corners. Home, home, home. Dropping half a dozen, never missed mementos on the way. What a day for a revelation. I lay on my back, airing the sweat, and revel in the sense that I am a cavern. Open-ended passage, and all manner of winds howl through me, carrying all manner of debris. Like pages torn from a notebook, randomly hurling themselves through my being, sometimes pausing in my hand and then skittering away. Ideas. Something big should happen. Something should change. I want love. What if a silvery owl perched on my arm? What if blood dripped from the ceiling? I'm hollow. I'm overflowing. Perhaps I should cry hard. Perhaps I should exalt. Maybe I'll need God to give me. Rain and shaggy windows, the large sparse room that will never be spotless. Always those crumbs of dust and plaster settled. Always places provided for them. But the sensation in my body is acid and cleansing like bleach. It burns and it purifies so pure and pure. Ha! Bank drafts and phone calls, nah. I don't believe it. The line between here and there is invisible and miles thick. Can't bother with it. Not now. There's the window and the radiator and the bug pausing just outside, but seeing as he's unwelcome, he just vanishes, just like that. He's gone. Soft notions. I love it. It's all textures melding. It's like the inside of your mouth is the inside of your body, heart and spleen and liver just as warm and touchable as the sheet or the rain or the warm brown coffee, the distinctions between which I'm not really interested in right now. I could be running down a grassy hill in slow motion. I guess my feet might, maybe like leave the ground. I could toss my friends in the air like pneumatic babies and we would all remain suspended there. We would like silently agree on this little joke. Oh, it's so pure. The jagged peaks of the heavy houses. The city lies open like me or like the snaggled jaw of a baby crocodile. Grab it behind the head and it cannot bite you. Deep blue crows cut the rain. When you yourself are the source of water, no rain can shrink and sugar you. There's always a catch, though. A sound comes. A siren, the birthing of realness. A patrol car barks once on the mud. As the window has it, 3 men are spread eagle by the alley door where the dope comes from. And seconds after the squad leaves, another contingent of needful ones comes knocking. They pound, they wait, they kick, they chew right through the door, agitated. Ooh, they're upset. The door opens. They disappear. Now this process has redefined me as a human, even for my very remote involvement. The neighborhood is in progress again. The rhythm resumes. It's cold, wet, small drift. So this is real now, huh? Ooh. The embarrassing difficulties of having a body to operate. Okay. The wind that howled through me now presses against the obstacle of my being. What a day for a revelation, though. 1 minute tumbling freely in the shapeless waters, and the next minute thumping sharply on the door of the earth. Real enough to cop something now. Yeah. The revolution of a tiny car, turning, silver owls, gray junkies, flashes of the shadows. Special times when appetite is obligation rather than opportunity. You know the way our curses and our blessings flip-flop with perspective? We sopped up egg yolks with toast and stuffed the whole mess in our mouths for $1.56 plus tax. Oh, he said, I know something. I just know. I know something. I know it. I really, I just know it. I know it. I know. I know. I know it. Do you believe it? I believe all of it and none of it, because it's all relative. Well, so, what do you want then? Something to do, someone to be with, and something to look forward to. So, just something to do, someone to be with, and something to look forward to. And something else. I love your company, but sometimes I'm speechless, he said, and he bumped the table, filling the saucer with coffee. It was a mess. And in a vision of unity, all words have the same meaning. In a vision of unity, all the words are free until they're spoken. When spoken, they start to draw boundaries. They build corrals. Friend, every pop of your vocal threads has forced me to meet you somewhere. Every vowel a coordinate. You offer degrees in your inflections. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I mean, like, I hear you, so here I am. I believe. I know you from another time, and that's good that you believe it. Yeah, like, you know, like, that's right. It's like, the only way to agree with yourself, you know, like, I agree with you, and I'll believe anything, you see, because, like, yeah, you know, I know what you mean, but, you know, like, I got some money, see, and we can get fucked up if you like. So we went down the stairwell in the dark. The lights were burned out. Oh no, I'm gonna fall and break my back, he said. No, that's ridiculous, I said. You go down these steps every day. You know them intimately, I said. All objectivity aside, you have to believe what you know, even if you don't know what you believe. I mean, stay hip with yourself. I love you, you know, and I don't want to see you wind up like a foot in a glove. Made to grasp when you need to run. Made to pray when you need to dance. I mean, do what you have to.
Choice of a body. I say shit to everything. And I go to sleep. Steve Johns, ladies and gentlemen.
This one is one about coming home. It's called No Bop Blues. To reach you. 4 in 1. The things I have to say to you. Like a beat in a bar. Something I just have to add. A non-linear novel whose punctuation coat collars the reader and shouts, "Raging beauty!" behind a Japanese mask of long suffering and inner spirit. 1. Let X equal X. 'Tis poet's privilege. Cacophony is strictly off the record, you see. In 1,000 moments of magic, you may even remain unrepresented, yet I love you justly. Our attention, freedom, and abandoned discipline, apart from judgments harsh. 2. Too great a concept to remain unremarked. Some figment of my imagination, or have I missed the mark? In this vanity of relationship, I do presuppose, I suppose. But then you're the intuitive sort. Often, anyway. It's not simply sport. In contemplation of death, I feel life is short, and much enhanced by friends who can acknowledge in shared meaning that special bond of presence which unites them at the source, and in a word, the wedding, which when spoken is transformed and dwells within the heart as the companion of the blessing, causing heart to clearly see that everything is 3. He, in the vernacular, backwards, D-O-G. I would never have the gall to think he only speaks to me. Yes, I sometimes take the shortcut and disregard technique. Do you think that easy access is the thing that makes me weak? Do you think that I'm weak? Well, there's a me that you don't know, but it is in agreement with the other me you do, and between the two, we reach. His one command, to open up our heart, our song, sung for those who see. More. 4. Is every principle of moment worthy of our speech, a laughing, solemn vow of self-determination to reveal in our actions that portion of infinity whose brotherhood and sisterhood has guiding hands to teach, and in silent dreaming let the cacophony cease. For in our reunition at the root, our souls in God become his face, as earthly nurture speaks.
Now, the first song I want to do is one that I wrote especially for this occasion, and it's in the way of advice for you children. from your Uncle Joe.
Tell it to us. Tell it to us.
Written by two famous poets, me, and it starts out with Sir Thomas Gray in his Elegy of a Country Churchyard, which I'm sure you recognize. We need to make this a little higher, and I think we'll be right for this. And this is where, here it is. This is the one we want, right here. In my fine Italian, or I should say Sicilian hand. I hope you like it. I think you will. The paths of glory lead but to the grave. It doesn't matter whether you were timid or though the coward dies 1,000 deaths, and the hero dies but one, in the end, the bones of both lie there beneath the rising and setting sun. There are just two things we can leave behind that might make it all worthwhile. The progeny of an industrious mind and the memory of a loving smile. Here's something that's almost as good. This was written before you children were born by some pretty good songwriters, almost as good as me. George and Ira Gershwin. It's a classic standard blues from about 1930. Okay, you see that we need higher, because art is being performed. Do it, Jimmy. They're writing songs of love, but not for me. The lucky star is above, but not for me. With love to lead the way, I've found more clouds of gray than any Russian play can guarantee. I was a fool to fall and get that way. I hope the laugh and also like a day. Although I can't dismiss the memory of her kiss, I guess she's not for me. I guess she's not right.
Alyssa was a standard model, a poor inner-city child from an unsuccessful marriage. She was athletic. She lived on Hostess Twinkies and Campbell's soups. She was a video game junkie. Every day, after school, she would go straight to the nearest arcade, which happened to be down the street about 250 yards, and blow all of the spending money she had on video games. If she had to, she would beg or steal to get her fix. Her friends said she was worse than a heroin addict. She claimed she could quit anytime she wanted to. One day, Alyssa walked into the arcade, heading straight for her regular machine, when she noticed a game she had never seen before. It was called Bombs Away. Alyssa walked over to the machine and stood watching it play itself for a while. The green things were trying to capture the red and orange things, but they were having trouble because every time they'd get near, the scenery would change on them, and usually one of them would fall off a cliff or slip in some sand in the desert. Then there would be an explosion and the whole screen would seem to self-destruct for a few seconds. Then the whole cycle would start all over again. She started to play, and she was having a lot of fun, but something strange was happening to Alyssa as she played, and it was apparent to anyone who happened to look her way. She was starting to turn green. Yes, just like the little missile-shaped figures on the screen, she was starting to turn a funny, bright shade of green. "You don't think she's going to throw up now, do you?" asked a worried passerby who was concerned with the aesthetics of the arcade. But Alyssa was completely oblivious to all of this. She was too absorbed in her game. As the people around her stood and stared, Alyssa started to shrink. As she shrunk, her head started to grow taller in relation to the rest of her body, and thinner on the top. In 5 minutes, she had become a foot-high replica of a nuclear warhead. Then, right before the onlookers' astonished eyes, Alyssa disappeared completely. "Hey, where'd the little noob go, huh?" remarked the kid who was standing back away from the small gathering of onlookers. "Thought she was going to explode." Another boy gave the kid a dirty look. "The Russians kidnapped one of us Americans, and you laugh." Soon enough, it was time for the nightly TV news report, and the lead story was dubbed, "Missing Missile Video Victim, the Soviets Strike Again." Meanwhile, the little lost missile was in another dimension, and I don't mean space. Alyssa was on the video screen. She was trapped between a silo and a tank. Back in Moorland, our little missile was running back and forth, tapping on the screen everywhere in search of a way out. The people were starting to tire of waiting around for Alyssa to show, and they were leaving one by one. Then a new stream of people came through, and among them was a girl about Alyssa's age who decided to play Bombs Away. "Look at that!" the girl cried out when she got to the screen. She had seen Alyssa running around in the world beneath the plastic and heard her crying out for help. "Hey, somebody help! Let's get her out of there!" the girl said. "She looks so sad!" But the neighborhood kids just looked at her as if she had gone mad, for they couldn't see anything on the screen but the little green and orange and blue things in computer printout, chasing after each other. It was then that something really strange happened. By this time, Alyssa had given up on escaping and had settled for trying to adjust to her new lifestyle as an MX missile. But as soon as the girl Gwen started playing the game, Alyssa started to transform. First, the desert-like surroundings changed into the most beautiful countryside this poor city kid had ever seen. There were green, rolling hills, ancient dogwood trees and weeping willows, and the most amazingly blue sky. And there was a bubbling brook, just like you'd find in a storybook. Next, Alyssa started to change, though not in ways that she had expected. She turned into a moose. Now that she thought of it, the weather here did seem a bit chilly for the spring which her new surroundings reflected. In MX land, it had been simply freezing. She had been shaking in her shell like all the other missiles. Here she was quite comfortable, but she was wearing an awful lot of fur. She began to walk, and as she made her way, she began to notice that there were little bits of snow left on the ground, and she began seeing mountains a little ways in the distance. She was in a valley. Then she noticed something that was a little bit odd. The dogwoods and the weeping willows, they just didn't belong here. Now, Alyssa would not have known these things herself. She hadn't learned them yet. But Alyssa the moose was far older than she, and the moose's moose wisdom combined with Alyssa's person wisdom. So Alyssa the moose girl knew that dogwoods and weeping willows, pretty as they were, did not belong in the wilds of the north. Nevertheless, she shrugged her huge hairy shoulders and continued on her way, stopping every once in a while to look at a plant or to see her reflection in a frozen brook. Then she slipped by a tree and found her left front hoof caught in a steel trap. "Ouch!" exclaimed Alyssa loudly, struggling to free herself. "It really wasn't very nice of them to put this here, right where anyone could step on it." It was at just about this moment that the real-life workouts had a final meeting, and decided to disarm themselves. They were tired of hanging around listening to their creators bickering all the time, so they decided to retire early and take a long-awaited vacation in the French Riviera. Alyssa, meanwhile, had gotten freed from the trap by a mysterious and funny-looking cloud. It had cast a shadow over her so dark and cold that it made the trap go snap, leaving an astonished girl, no longer a beast, staring down at her brand-new old feet. She was back in the human race once again. And for reasons as yet unknown to her, she felt incredibly wonderful, completely carefree and cleansed. And everyone lived happily ever after.
Yeah. As though it was I dead who breathes. Richard Hilliard Gaylord, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, almost all of you will know them. And then we do some drumming and chanting. The first one is called Slob.
Oh, yeah.
Capital S, capital L, capital O, capital B, capital B. Slob. I did not shave this afternoon. It's self-descriptive. I will not shave this day. I am he who comes too soon and then won't go away.
Yeah! Woo!
The second one was a very strange thing that happened to me. I started writing down rhymes, forced myself to create some kind of poem. You can't believe what came out of it, but this was it. We do not take the time. We dare not look upon our breast where lies the grime that we have written in our book. And nevermore will fly the bees or swim the fish along our brook. We love not earth enough to spare her children's future from our lust. Our greedy race can't take the time to keep our trust.
Yeah.
I'm sure you all know how to do this.
That ain't it.
to all of the stars in that part of heaven, which I loosely refer to as mine, I have some suggestions, but also some questions concerning the way that we shine. I wish to suggest that our light is so bright, if we would touch together, there might be no night. Just one blazing expanse, one brilliant sensation, of endless dimension, without separation. The fact of the matter, it is just that way. There's only one star shining day after day. And all of this darkness we sense in between what we call separate stars is only a scheme devised by our mind in the hope to defend itself from a glory it can't comprehend. For the mind is a government which tries to control, with borders and limits, an infinite soul. Hearts everywhere crying for love. For the mind can't accept that there's something above and beyond calculation, so very far out, it created the mind. To serve it, no doubt. But just like a government, mind got carried away. The things that it did and the words it would say. It forgot that its purpose was to serve and began believing that thinking was the cause of I am. What couldn't be thought of was not understood. For the mind saw only things bad and good. I am is something it could not understand. For I am exists in each woman and man. In all forms of creatures, throughout all creation. I am is the infinite, constant sensation. I am is the teacher. I am is the taught. I am is the thinker. I am is the thought. And when two people speak or make love in the night, I am is that one star burning so bright, knowing no separation, for all the world's wealth is simply I am making love to itself. Two lovers love. Two people speak. I am is all four, and you'll find if you seek through the heavens and earth, wherever you can, you'll not find a creature who isn't I am. But what does the mind do? What dastardly need? Why, it's grown like a wild and smothering weed. Created to sense what I am did feel, the mind freaks when it sees that whatever is real has no beginning, no middle, and no end, but just flows on and on, again and again. The mind is so frightened, feeling such guilt and shame. With its great bleeding ulcer, it forces a name on each second, each atom of I am's creation, leaving us here in this situation, where we all seem as separate, some below, some above, with everyone searching for someone to love. But doesn't true love occur only when you find someone and see yourself right in them? And that only happens because all of us here are our own reflection, and it just is the fear of the mind which controls our ears and our eyes, that tries to feed us all kinds of lies. The mind says who should be master and who should be slave, and sets rules for how men and women behave. Things have to be separate, or the mind gets confused. And in the confusion, the heart's badly bruised. For the heart is so simple and so unafraid. When it senses itself, no distinctions are made. The heart just wants to love and to blend into one with all things created since time was begun. The heart is oppressed, the heart is brought down, it's beaten, it's bruised, it's knocked all around. The mind holds up signs saying, stop crying, no! Keeping the heart from where it longs to go, making a barrier between outside and in, and that's where all troubles and sufferings begin. We would be free. Know the tyrant instead is not the cop or the soldier, but the mind in our head. It's the mind that keeps us from all we desire. It's the mind that is hiding the light of the fire. It stops you from holding me and loving me true. For the mind can't accept that I only am you. With all the heart suffering through its sad, lonely pain, the mind still hasn't learned how to be sane. A true revolution the time's come to start. Let the mind think and reason, but be led by the heart.
Marc Spiegel! What's a sweat?
Frederick Saline was a very sick man who wrote some very impressive books, but sometimes they were worth waiting through because there's a couple impossible in us and on earth, and perhaps in heaven above, except what has not yet been said. We shall never be at peace until everything has been said once and for all. And then there will be silence, and one will no longer be afraid of being silent. It will be all right then. This is a Dana love poem. Remember the happy dimpled fists that hung so campishly from your silky knotted shoulders in cobblestone taverns and wrapped around the ragweed golden beard in the back, way back, when the torn ragweed laborer's light called us up from high carbon warehouse railroad windows? Well, I wean myself even now. I wake with an elegant muddied slipper in my hand, ready to break the mirror again if you were hiding in it. If there are fists, windows, secret pockets, or the roar and shriek and chest bang of open-mouthed loading docks. I sit up late at my cluttered vanity, wielding my industrial pigeon shit crowbar. Eyes honed for a flicker which rebukes even dreams now. That squealing, clutching, desperate animal that knows when even your finger surfaces on the river and tries to pull that river like a hallway rug. That feeds bits and pieces of you through the dance and locks in an insane notion that you'll reintegrate. Oh, this ornery love pig must be drowned, beaten, blanched, roasted in a merciless rite of ridiculous reverence. It must be disemboweled and laid askance on a clay altar in time for the next heavy rain, a deluge, to soak its proteins through the earth and purify the former wretch that downstream maybe new, untainted hands can rise and unfurl white sails. Every time I dance, it's a poke at your independence. In deepened dance. In deep and dance. So wasn't it enough anyway? The fitful radio smearing our pitiful past on a frozen window? Spitting and bitching at the bugs and chumps at the foot of our trembling fugitives' tower? Wasn't it enough, after all, when you lifted me above the leaves and they cheered like devil's chorus? Backs arched and arcing across the night. A living machine, and ours only, and hot as your car, and described at length in every precinct in the district. And you swung the keys so jauntily on a leather strap. Oh, but we were careless. You were careless. So of course the vandals came. You didn't believe it. No. But it was stolen. It was wrecked. It was stripped in pieces. With door left clanging on casket hinges, creaking, clattering in morbidly authoritarian winds. The sun having been beaten to the earth with mutant shovels. But oh, I can dance.
Miss Valerie expressed a desire to hear all words so we could be quiet, so I'm going to try. And so little matters, but a juju of innocence, presupposing indolence of squiggle, belittled by condescension, in Carmen commands cuckoo to zoo herds unbridled in passion, 8 days later of the one remembered for its wetness, where stains pain a cuffed rash, hullabaloo of kudos, keen designs, cleaned of meaning, to blued sunsets otherwise burnt. Forget the sill flower baked in glass, scratched by withered hands. Defend the blasted last breath. Puckered fruit mouth, juiced in a swill trough. Pray. Tell commission till, wrung and hung, courts encumbered bowls, the gurgling pleasure doted by fawning. Stick walked high, rise above them, to glue the fool shut. Dormant season, appeasing the slung half-cast shadow. Beware, Bumble, because a suit toot just signed the ribbon cut. How unjust. Question scrawled in paint, layers over covered head deals. Bow to dues before the who's getting there first. Decide too late. Great state in a fate day. Bird suspension, fleece the zoom moment, just passed. A pale, genuine recreation of the truth. Intimated in owl drones, tone the door, man. Slant seas, whirl puffs, misted by frothy crashes. Crescendo, detailed bits, in cued succession. Failing a graded lure with no inclination, rested by what's best. Hesitating wilderness. Lost encroachment, civilized by assembled antline hills. Still, not Got confusion, blighted, bleached bone, gone to protrude from the bank leaf. Diseases worry the furry. Sown rock seeds bequeathed to history exceed most relations expected, shining from example icon for familiarity to distant families. Dense adipity to cool cracked veins boxed in house shoes with a lid. A jigger of salt might warm those wounds dressed running down the leg. Pool rimmed, encrusted scum, delightful, bountiful to boo-boos, transacted, afar, dignity assigned to their credit bloat. Signals dictated by boredom to hum a dandy drum dinger. That will halt the charge, accosted concern flirted as bait. The stakes fly leached and over dinky finger hand. Boy, one fun, sour and sun to plunge the neck of infidelity, skimming the shim grin sin. Destiny. If it seems undeemed, warranted shackled delights, giggle to like, to like, to like, to like, and bites. Binges rebound, extreme sacrifice, dice to go where you see show. Showered enamors, sat forced to dictated, dealt desires. Disillusion of no use in devotion, not depleted in a coarse meal event, venting the vexed emotion. Pay the scale, weighed in plus against the sum. Odd, sum, odd, against the odds, summed by one. It comes, and even no steel taken thieves who lead come burdened but empty. Laugh, muster, strength, hucked glance, no penetration, locked outside the step, to click, a feel and current winding pull, windy proclamations, blown suffocation, clucked defiance, belief. Easy flees his free cousin, chooses victorless expectation, nomenclature of stature, disasters a dumb blank staircase, dare to care, for you pin the sting. It just now then was what might, or could as well as was, what is then just now, what that might, could, and will be. And when that will, might, could be, just when it might, it could be that when it might, when it could be that when that will be, that might will be just. And when that will, when it will, and when it can, there will, and can, when it will, when that can, it will, where there will be, and can be what will be, that will be that, and will be that. As that is, that is, what is as, that as, that which is, as is.
Right.
Yeah. Was the sixth one, I guess, which means I've already missed 4 of them. Well, I'm here.
He's here.
There's a scene in Amarcord where there's a man that, well, they go find his uncle in an asylum. The youth is telling the story, and they decide to take him out on an outing, on a picnic. And all along the way to the picnic ground, he keeps picking up rocks and putting them in his pockets. And people say, why are you picking up these rocks? And he says, well, I like rocks, I collect rocks. So they all have their picnic lunch, and then they suddenly hear him shouting from the top of a tree that he wants a woman. And they go to the tree, and they try to get him down. He says he won't come down unless they bring a woman to him, because he hasn't had one in such a long time. He's been in this asylum. So when they climb the tree to try to get him down, he takes the rocks out of his pockets, throws them at the people climbing the tree. The poem takes off from the point where he's in the tree. The man from the asylum was an apple in the tree, crying, I want a woman! Policemen came to shake the tree. His father gripped the limb, shaking it, shouting, come down, son! His mother watched, tears muddying the roots of the tree, and prayed. God, make my son come down. His cry throttled the sky, ruffled the clouds. He called upon the sky to send a woman. He called upon the nuns who tended him daily during asylum rituals. I want a woman! His father explained, he's 37, it's only normal. Asylum attendants rode in their armored ambulances, troops rescuing a tree from a madman, a man complaining of no woman in 20 years. demanding of the leaves. I want a woman! Her breasts can be green and turned to the sun. Her breath can smell of apple blossoms. Her thighs firm as the roots that curl about the earth. Her hair 1,000 salutes to the sky. Each one green if she wants. But I want a woman! The asylum troops climbed the tree, carried him off, an attendant like a white aspirin on each arm, soothing the pain while pinching the nerve. All women are gone now from his eyes. That night he dreamed of apple nipples, roots rioting in moist, blown flesh, leaves tantalizing senses to a fine triumph, trumpeting to a blue sky. He tasted the inner thigh of sunlight, swallowed juices from grasses, massaged the moonlight on the branches. He shimmered in the wind.
To the sun, bricks and rivets and lime. Once I built a tower, now it's done. But in a spare time, once in khaki suits, gee, we look swell, full of that Yankee Doodle-dum. 500,000 boots went slogging through hell, and I was a kid with a gun. Say, don't you remember, they called me Al. It was Al all the time. Say, don't you remember, I'm your pal. Brother, can you spare a dime?
Yeah!
Once I built a railroad, made it run, made it race against time. Once I built a railroad, now it's done. Hey, buddy, can you spare a dime? Once I built a tower to the sun, bricks and roofs and lime. Once I built a tower, now it's done. Hey, buddy, could you spare a dime? Once in khaki suits, boy, we live swell. Full of that Yankee doodly-dum. $500,000 boots. Were slogging through hell. And I was a kid with a gun. Don't you remember? They called me Al. It was Al all the time. Don't you remember? I'm your pal. Hey, buddy. Can you spare a dime? Once in khaki boots, Huey looked swell, full of that Yankee doodle-dee-dum. 500,000 boots went slogging through hell, and I was a kid with a drum. Say, don't you remember, they called me Al. It was Al all the time. Say, don't you remember, I'm your pal. Buddy, can you spare a dime?
but it's
So before the wire comes down, you've got to see Seth the Man Kahan one more time. Seth Kahan, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. This next short little piece I have here requires some audience participation, so I gotta check it out with you. Are you there? Yeah, we're there. Ah, come on. It makes me want to go sit down again. Is anybody out there? We're out here. All right, me first, huh? Okay. This is a short story, 10 minutes long. Not too many Wiedemann's I can tell. Okay, that takes a lot, believe me. It's a minute and a half. All right, this is a short story that's trans-dimensional. I was in the National Geographic Society the other day, and I was reading, and I realized that do you know that on the North American continent, 16,000 years ago, there were people here. Check that out. I mean, it's only been less than 2,000 since Christ was born, right? 16,000 years ago, 50 miles outside of Pittsburgh, there were people here, okay? Well, those people are intersecting heavily with this story, okay? This is a cross-dimensional story. You guys know how to chant? Remember Richard Gaylord was up here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, mangadi-gadi-gadi, mangadi-gadi-gadi. You know all that stuff? Mango, 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 mango. Okay, I need some chants interspersed with this story. There we go. Okay, while I'm talking, occasionally, if you feel like chanting, just go right to it, okay? That's for real. I mean, it's part of the sound. Just one at a time is fine, okay? Okay, one at a time. We'll just kind of keep a constant buzz going. Now, after the story's over, too, I need at least one last chant before it's all, okay? This is a story, and the story is kind of a back door to the actual event itself, and you guys are going to provide the event itself, but let me at least set the setting. This story takes place with a man named Russell T. Bonehead. Now, Russell T. Bonehead is a man of the 20th century. He works in a computer, he's bored with his job, but he does it 40 hours a week so he can pay the rent and put food on his table like us all. He begins to doubt his self-worth. He comes home one day, turns on the TV set, pulls out a Wiedemann or maybe two, make sure he gets that buzz going, right? And he's watching the tube and he's thinking, now, what's it really all about? I mean, I'm working every day, 40 hours a week, you know, and I get the paycheck, I pay the landlord, I put the food on the table, but what is it really all worth? I mean, what does it come down to? Well, he's reading a book while the tube is playing, and he reads about dragons. Not your typical Western North American dragons, but Chinese dragons, okay? Now, what makes the difference? Chinese dragon is a symbol of wisdom and hidden secrets. Now, your regular North American dragon's a bad news symbol, right? Chinese, it's wisdom and hidden secrets. So he's reading the book. He turns on the tube, and what does he see? Not your regular, ordinary TV show, no Joe Garagiola, but there's a woman behind a counter, and there's a tiger above her. A real live tiger suspended in space like a hologram. Now he's watching this, and he's going, what the hell is this? No commercials? This lady here, right? Next thing he knows, he's in the TV set. He's not in his living room anymore. He's looking at this lady, there's this tiger above her, and she's got a door on the right, a door on the left, and she says, which door is it gonna be, Rusty? Okay. Now the door on the right's got a name. It says Rusty Bonehead. Door on the left has a name. It says Cosmofinity. Which door do you think he walks through? Well, he's a computer man. He plays it safe. He goes in the Rusty Bonehead door, okay? What can you say? What can you say? He wears a white shirt and a tie. He goes through the Rusty Bonehead door, okay? He goes in there, and there's a path. He's in the woods, 50 miles outside of Pittsburgh, right? Well, there he sees a fire. And then he hears this song around the fire. And this is how the song goes. I'm going to sing one verse of it. Listen close. Don't stop the chanting. Hey, hey, the man's on fire. Hey, hey, strictly alive. Hey, hey, the man's on fire. Will you watch him sing? Will you watch him sing and dance? Or will you take a chance? Okay, it goes on and on and on. And there's this fire, and people are the flames. Not your regular, ordinary yellow, orange, blue, and red, white flames, but people are the flames. And as the song continues, the people turn into a dragon. All right? Wisdom and hidden secrets. Oh, yes. Well, he gets the picture, and the next thing you know, bam! He's sitting in his easy chair, the dragon has dissolved, and there's a dude on the set, and he's going, Maya, 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 illusion. Maya, 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 illusion. Maya, 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 illusion. Okay, you got the story. Now we need the event, okay? We need 3 people, volunteers from the audience. First, I need someone who's wild and crazy who can play the head of a dragon. Come on, step right up, and there we go, Kevin Kilgore. Come on, Kevin Kilgore. Hey, good job up here, Kevin. Let's go for it. All right, we need someone who can be the middle, someone to provide some continuity. Who can follow ahead? Joe Downey. Joe Downey. Have a seat right here, Kevin. Have a seat right here, okay? Joe, you sit next to him. Now we need someone to play the tail. Okay? Susie Soft. Susie Soft. All right. Soft. Check it out. All right, now you guys are going to be a fire first, okay? You know how to play a fire? You know, all that kind of stuff, right? Can you play a real fire? I mean, beat the flames, okay? All right, now we're going to sing. Keep the chanting going, man. Remember, when all this is over, there's got to be at least one chant that's still there, okay? All right. We're going to sing the song, Hey, Hey, the Man's on Fire, and while we sing it, these people are going to be the flames. We're going to sing it real softly, and as we get louder and louder and louder, they're going to turn into a dragon. Kevin, you're the head, you're the middle, and you're the tail, right? They're going to parade around, okay? And then we're going to bring the volume way down again, and the dragon dissolves, and that's the end of the story, and there should be at least a chant hanging out, all right? So first we sing it quietly under the flames, and as we get louder, you transform, and then when it goes down, you dissolve. You got that? Right. Hey, 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 the man's on fire. Hey, hey, it's alive. Hey, hey, the man's on fire. Will you watch him sing? Will you watch him sing and dance? Will you take a chance? Hey, hey, the man's on fire. Hey, hey, it's alive. Hey, hey, the man's on fire. Will you watch him sing? Will you watch him sing and dance? Take a chance. Hey, hey, the man's on fire. Hey, hey, it's really alive. Hey, hey, the man's on fire. Will you watch him sing? Will you watch him sing and dance? Will you take a chance? Hey, hey, the man's on fire. Hey, hey, it's really alive. Hey, hey, the man's on fire. Will you watch him sing? Will you watch him sing and dance? Will you take a chance? Hey, hey, the man's on fire. Hey, hey, it's really alive. Hey, hey, the man's on fire. Will you watch him sing? Will you watch him sing and dance? Will you take a chance? Hey, hey, the man's on fire. Hey, hey, it's really alive. Hey, hey, the man's on fire. Will you watch him sing? Will you watch him sing and dance? Will you take a chance? Hey, hey, the man's on fire. Hey, hey, it's really alive. Hey, hey, the man's on fire. Will you watch him sing? Will you watch him sing and dance? Will you take a chance? Hey, hey, the man's on fire. Hey, hey, it's really alive. Hey, hey, the man's on fire. Will you watch him sing? Will you watch him sing and dance? Will you take a chance? You gotta. All right. Susie Soft, Stanley and Kevin Kilgore. Let's give a round of applause to B. Stanley. Come on. Seth Kahan.
Well, to be blunt, this about brings us to the end of the organized activity. After this point, we're going to kick back the chairs, take off our shirts, drink more Wiedemann's, and get very loud. There will be drumming and chanting. There might be more poetry. There may be more of a lot of it. You can stay if you want. You can go on back to the real world if you don't want. We thank you very much for coming. I would like to thank George Kaperonis for watching the door. Yay! Hey, George! Hey, George! I would like to thank the Artist Music for allowing us the space.
Yay!
I would like to thank everyone who performed here this evening. Hold up. And I would like to thank all of you fine people for coming. The next improv jam is on, what did I say, the 22, 23? 23rd, be here. Between now and then, there's Hilliard Gaylord on the 29th. Theatre Du Jour in the streets, all along the mall. And there is, indeed, if you go into, there's Marc Spiegel.
June 2nd.
At the where? Zenith Gallery. Marc Spiegel, storyteller extraordinaire. We have
June 24th at Lorton Everyday Theater in Inner City Connection.
Yeah, you go to Inner City Theater. On June 16th, if you're going to be out the way of Berkeley Springs, West Virginia, there will be a theater festival there, the Eclipse Festival, at the Star Theater. Contact me if you want more info of that. Donald will be...
My show's right here.
Donald's show.
Yeah,
Donald Davidson has a showing. Donald is on his way to Germany, in case you don't know, to show his paintings to the Germans and allow them to get an idea of what we're doing. His paintings that are left in America will be in the Brody Gallery, right over here at
2031.
2222031?
2031.
Pick up a schism. You'll see it on the schism. With that, I'd like to let you know a small fact about life. There was Mr. and Mrs. Khan, and they lived their lives so fine. Until the relatives came. Now, Uncle and Tante Wolf, they brought all the little wolves. And like wolves, they lived up to their name. One week when Vi cried and started to cry, it looks like the wolves mean to stay. So, he told his wife one night that while they were sleeping tight, let's leave them and we'll run away. Say, it's better to run than to live in a place you don't want to. With 20 wolves in front of me, my house looks like a menagerie. Imagine the chief and the tanta to bring all them wolves from Toronto, and boy, how they can eat. At least 10 pounds of meat. They take what they want when they want to. They just think what the bills will amount to. Every day they're growing more and more. They eat one meal a day, that's right. They start in the morning and finish at night. It's going to be a long, cold winter. And I can't keep the wolves from the door.